When I started this YouTube channel, I set a goal for myself. A goal of I want to be comfortable in front of the camera. I want to be able to talk about the game that I love with the hopes that in the next World Cup 2026 in America, where I currently live, hosted by America, Canada, and Mexico, these are all surrounding nations, I'll be able to follow my nation, Nigeria, who will qualify for the World Cup, and I can follow them around, go to every single game, cover every single game, maybe even get some interviews done with some of these players. That is the goal I set. We are currently languishing in 5th position in the qualifier group stage. 5th position. Haven't played 4 games. We only have 3 points. We've had 3 draws and 1 loss. Benin Republic beat us today, and I am devastated. I really am. I know I wanted the old manager gone. I really did, and I don't regret it. I think it was bad for us. I hated the style of play. The negative football we were playing, it was just too much for me to take. We had way more than enough quality to play better football, so that if you don't win or if you lose, at least you know you gave it a go. But we were playing with all the talent we had. We were playing such negative football, and I cannot have that. Mourinho's style play cannot work for my nation. It can't work for me as a club. I've never been a fan of the man. I'm an Arsenal fan. I want to be entertained. So if I don't win, it's okay. But don't lose, don't tie while playing terrible football. That I cannot take. You're not winning anything. You're not winning anything. But the negative football was too much for me, and I was done with it. So I called for him on this channel. You can go back and see. I think the first video I ever did that blew up on this channel was me ripping him to pieces, because I was just done with that guy. I was absolutely done with him. And to be honest, I'm going to be more patient with Finidi George. It's his 3rd game at the helm. 3rd game. We've drawn 2, and we got our first loss today. I was watching this game against Benin Republic, which was played in Ivory Coast, by the way. The first 30 minutes was decent. We played well. I was texting with my brother. We were both watching it. And I was telling him how impressed I am with the team. There was some force. There was some direction. We seemed like we wanted it more. We were attacking. And this is what I wanted to see. The flair players were allowed to progress, to play with flair. Chukwueze did his thing. Iwobi was doing his thing. Lukman was doing his thing. The first 30 minutes, Terry Murphy up top was doing his thing too. I wanted to see football flow, and we were showing that. The first 30 minutes of the game, and we just scored a goal. Onyedika with his first goal for us. He plays in Belgium. Very good goal. Very, very well worked goal. Proper team goal from us. And I was excited. I was like, okay, this is the team. This is who I wanted to see. And the boys just got so complacent, and their heads dropped, and we totally died in the same first half. The last 10 minutes of that first half was one of the worst personal display I've ever seen from each of those players. Ndidi losing his head, not challenging for the ball in the air against Munir, who's a tall mountain of a man. Had a good season with Brest. What do you mean by you just let the ball drop? You do not jump up to challenge. Ndidi, one of our most experienced players, he let the ball go, and Bassi, obviously hoping that Ndidi will clear the ball, just doesn't do enough to clear the ball, doesn't do enough to rectify the mistake from Ndidi. And he ended up costing us an equalizer. And at that point, I was worried. I was like, what is going on? And the second goal, just at the stroke of halftime, from a corner kick, the defenders sleep off. I don't remember the person who had the opportunity to clear the ball and just completely fluffed his lines. And then Munir got the ball and shoots it in. 2-1. In the first half, where I was so proud of how we played, the players get complacent and lose their heads. Not all of them. You know, some Iwobi, Lukman, all of them, they were still, making efforts. But the defense just looked like they were done with the game. Like the game was done. And this is the thing that I hate, you know. You think the game is done at 1-0. You lose your head. Chukwueze today, I don't know what has happened to that kid. I don't understand what has happened to Chukwueze. He can't seem to do anything right. Every time I see him, I just want him off. Not effective. Zero effectiveness. It's really frustrating for me, because I know how much talent the kid has. He's not young anymore. He needs to be taking the game by the scruff of the neck and being more effective, because we need all our players to be able to be effective. We do need that desperately, especially with the injuries we have. He wouldn't be starting if Moses Simon was not injured. He really wouldn't. Nathan Taylor, who was supposed to give us an option, pulled out of the international call-up. I don't know why. I don't know the reason. It might be they said it was personal reasons. I'm not blaming him for that. But we don't have options up top. And then they brought in the second half. The changes from Finidi George were just shocking. Shocking. You're taking off Iwobi and you're bringing up Paul Onuachu and Boniface. Zero flair, zero creativity, men who just want to be served. And you take off the only person that can link the midfield with the attack. So you put players with no flair, no creativity up top, and then you take away the person who can link them. I thought that was such a rookie error, because a blind man could see that when you're bringing up these players to play, there will be no link. And then you take off the only one. It was a shocking call from Finidi George. But I'm not going to dig him out too much. He's new here. I'm going to give him some time. Some of his interviews have been crazy. Some of the things he said, he wasn't my first choice for this job. This man actually said it's not about formation. Formation doesn't matter too much. What really matters is if the players know when to attack and when not to attack. There's some truth to that, but for you to say as a coach that your formation doesn't really matter is crazy. Crazy to me. All hope is not lost. I know I started this video on a sad note. All hope is not lost. There's still a lot of games in this qualifier and this qualifying group stage to play. A lot. But we've made it very hard on ourselves, and we have to win almost every single game now to stand the chance of qualification. We have to beat South Africa away. We have to beat Lesotho at home. Lesotho that we went over there and we got a draw. Shocking. We have to beat every team that we play away from home now. That's how tough we've made it for ourselves. There's no more World Cup qualification game until next year. I think March next year, this time next year. So there's enough time. There's enough time to get our players back. There's enough time to have friendly games for Finidi George to get things right. Because you have to make this World Cup. You have to. You're not going to do this to me. We cannot miss 2 World Cups in a row. It will be disastrous. There will be 9 teams represented in the next World Cup. At least 9. I think 9 or 11. They're still trying to figure it out. But at least 9. There's no way Nigeria, the giant of Africa, should not be there. Finidi George, I'm not coming at you. Just get your stuff together. Get it together, because we cannot have this. And these players need to understand that we don't have too many things that give us joy as Nigerians. Our politicians are garbage. Absolute garbage. Clowns who focus on changing the anthem instead of focusing on fixing the country. We don't have too much going for us, only except entertainment and football. Please do not take away what we love when it's already being taken away from us. Our happiness is robbed from us by these leaders. Please, these players, the Alex Iwobis, the Ndidis, you got to wake up. You have to wake up. Big shout out to Tanimu today. I thought he was outstanding. He played 3 positions today. He started off as right back, ended up in the center back, and then ended up in midfield. For someone who plays for Bendel Insurance, I was very impressed by him. These 2 games, to be fair. He had a brilliant pass to Chukwueze for the first goal, I believe. What a wonderful composed pass to Chukwueze first. It was great to see. I hope he gets signed. It's crazy that he says his age is 21. That is funny. Because my brother doesn't look anything near 30 years old. Talk us up 21. But I wish him all the best. I wish everybody playing for the Eagles all the best. That Sadiq guy, number 2, that came on today, looked completely clueless. He didn't know what to do. He was crossing the ball aimlessly. He had no, I don't know him. I've never seen him before. I honestly don't know his position. He might have been played out of position because Osei had to be forced off because he was injured. This was a terrible, terrible international break for Nigeria. We have to fix it. We have to get things right because we cannot miss 2 World Cups in a row. It's embarrassing. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like this video as well. If you're new, please subscribe. Take care. God bless. Peace.